here on the broadcast team. I think G2 have got a good shot
When
here
does
because
NRG
their
play?
permaban is Sunset, which is one
You
of
have to wait 5
Leviathan's
weeks for
best
that, bro.
maps. And maps like this
But let's
one
keep
of
our
mine,
expectations
LEV
high
have said
for that game
they
because it's
have
going to
an
be different
incredible
this
map
time.
here. But actually, the match results
Alright,
favor
we got
G2.
G2 on defense, we got
We'll
LEV
see
on
them going to
attack.
the pistol with a 4-player stack on A.
It's G2 who are the ones who put up the
Straight
big
up bust, 4 people here. Oh, it's going to get mental.
Way or form running forwards and past Aspas.
Dude,
Just from the snake bite.
went to go through a smoke and a molly.
Middle, Jonah P just seeking to take away names and filling up the feed entirely with his name.
One enemy remaining.
Bro, Bren is pumped for this game, I can tell
using
already.
that same Viper orb actually that caused NRG so many problems against Leviathan. King left.
Shower
With the
Natty,
Viper
thanks so
on the
much,
other
man.
side.
Appreciate
Spike,
the
irretrievable
appreciate the
five-player stack in front of
gifted
him.
as well, dude. Thank you for doing that.
Not the start that Leviathan were looking for, but G2 will take it. Another one of Valen's excellent reads when it comes
Checking
down
out
to
his
rounds like
checking
this.
out his jumper, bro.
We saw in that game against 100 Thieves so many times that he had a fantastic read of what was going on in the game. Yes, they weren't able to pull it over the line in the end, but I think he showcased that his calling is plenty good enough for the tier 1
That's
level.
a nice way to start this, though. We saved the 4 goals, looking good.
Big major test in the form of
Pinkfinite as well with the Prime. Thank you very much.
Cloud9.
Thank you for that, mate. Welcome into the Slug Club.
They could sort of match the same blueprint that they used to beat those teams, both of them, trying to bait the star players in, take good fights together, make sure the discipline was on display.
What are we buying for the
And
bonus?
Thieves, they're almost
We got
entirely in the opposite
Outlaw.
direction. Like, don't get me wrong, they've got hitters,
Reload of Death,
but it's the
that's
team
it.
play that carries that team in the exits,
Is Icy
right?
going?
The real
Oh, he might get a lot
real
here. Double face showers.
For LEV, they're a bit of a mix of the two teams. I find, you know, you've got Aspas, this superstar player that they are going to have to keep in mind. But LEV are also pretty good in terms of just making sure that they don't leave any big gaps in their play. Now, the game plan for LEV here on the Eco is to just try and farm up some of those orbs, but the Outlaw just making short work of these Leviathan players. Good connection there with the dog, the mosh pit. From force to just peek wide out into the
That was
open.
nice.
That's so nice from Trent. as
Yeah,
well.
that was really
Great
good from
angle
Trent.
through the wall there with his marsh. Think about things when the sides are flipped. G2, last time we saw them unbind with their win over 100 Thieves, they were putting heavy emphasis on Shower's control themselves. Now you see them on the defense side looking to try to counter that. Double fighting Showers, which is a very common approach for teams. It's just one that 100 Thieves don't normally go for. And then sending that
they at least know that the
Trailblazer
Outlaws
through
here.
the teleport in order to go for the
So,
refight.
heavy armor gets bought, and no one
Outlaws still
bought
on
anything
board,
into the
but
last
no
rounds.
light armor for Leviathan. So coming into this one, a bonus round for G2. LEV have got a very large rifle advantage.
Too, but less utility.
Okay, so we do wall over towards B with the RX smoke, and they go for something similar from the pistol, trying to make it look like there's a lot of people playing B, but actually we've got 4 people over towards A.
Big tools, but we'll see if it makes a difference.
And another 4-player stack from G2.
He gets the double collat. Dude, I thought he was going to get double collat last
G2 have
round.
not had very much time to... I mean, neither of these teams have had very much time to prep for this game. But they are aware of their opponents. They've played them before.
Desk was mentioning that, right? Just lack of time to really prep, going day in, day out, playing the matches back-to-back. Trailblazer will clear the way and a path for Aspas.
Does
So it lets them know
he...
that they're not double
He has
fighting
one
over
more
Outlaw
smoke,
to gonna be low control, but
Valen.
it
Does
actually
he
didn't tell them the site
smoke
was
this once the
completely
wall
empty.
goes down?
Obviously, from our
If he
perspective,
does,
we
it
can see
might deter them
only
away.
Valen home on the B site, but he's not calling the rotates based off that.
Wall goes
He's
down,
sticking to
I'm
his gut.
pretty sure, in a second.
May end up being the wrong call though, because it
Smoke on
looks like
this?
LEV are about to explode from hookah.
As soon as the wall
Yeah,
goes
it's a
down, it's going to
shame.
give them the indicator. Just send
It's a nice
it
call
all
from
the way
Lev.
forwards.
Empty site here.
Will be an easy plant.
See what the retake's like, but
And to be honest with you, this should be an easy round.
it should be an easy
Be on
round, yeah.
bind, very difficult. It's all about this hookah fight.
Oh, and a crossfire setup. Slightest of off angles, enough to really just spell, dissuade any other attempt here by G2. Of course, the weaker weaponry, they are going to want to send it. But at this point, just playing retakes into the B site, it's basically an impossibility.
It would be good at least to do some damage here. We've got Jonah kind of backing off, like really, really far away on the other side of the map. Is he trying to save the Bulldog in this spot? Or is he just looking for exits
I'm
over
not too
towards
sure.
B long? He does have a
Over
little bit
hell
of
a
time.
run. Might be able to catch some players over towards the B long angle, but yeah, final go of things here for the G2 players.
Yeah, to be honest, that's almost worse of both worlds. You don't get an opportunity really to send it on the retake and do damage.
Oh, guns to be claimed.
All right, there's
Plenty
the
of them.
damage.
Plenty
Hey,
of
that
them.
was-
Jonah
yeah,
Peter's
it worked out
surviving to the
great.
tail end of the
It's his
moment,
ult as
although
well. 2
we
gun
would've been okay
rebuys.
with going down as well.
All right, so fair enough there. That round-the-world play from Jonah P does actually end up with some success towards the end of things. But Leviathan, that one was a little bit of a weird round for them because G2 gambled so heavily on their defense side. But, Brent, speaking about gambling super heavy once more, we have the same 4-1 stack on the defense side, just the other way around. And the economy is actually fairly equal. You would not expect this kind of setup. Valen's starting to drift over towards A. It looks like Valen was expecting a fast B rush, and now that it doesn't
G2 are playing their defense pretty gambly at the beginning. This is because LEV just like to do fast stuff early, so they're trying to see if they can backside. It might even be something to do with E2, I'm not sure. Oh, he got a double.
That's so good. He's playing anti-flash inside their own smoke.
Backbone of this team, and they've waited right into the nest that is LEV. Already set up towards the hookah angle. Tex has got the spike in his back pocket, but a position recognized there to see he can point them towards it, and G2
they can just wait him out.
Positioning there, just backing away to double face.
Solid, man. 4 people surviving as well.
Ludicrously good play by Valen. To say that that was plan B. Remember, they stacked 4 players B at the start of the round, thinking that LEV were going to send a fast hit in that direction. So they weren't set up as the perfect A defense.
Yeah.
But to still anticipate a backside flash there, be playing inside the smoke towards spawn, and be able to pick up 2 with a spray transfer, that's lovely. Really is. It's going to knock the economy of LEV early on. And you heard the desk talk about it. Last time we saw LEV, only able to pick up a mere handful of rounds in their game against 100
got
teams.
his all, and could use it into this round, try and make sure they clean up.
I mean, in my opinion,
and get
fairly
some
heavily favored to make
good money going.
A good beginning
Skydog over towards B, pulls a rotate of 3 here, and they go walking towards short. Oh, this has some potential. Pick up a gun.
Alone in through the lamps angle.
We've got no DRX smoke. Smoke over towards
wall, so
Hookah instead.
Looking to lock down Showers as well. If he holds on to control of this one while the plant goes down now for LEV, any sort of denial, the nade rebounds. I mean, that is wild.
This box, man. This box wrecks everyone.
Maybe not enough to actually even prevent the plan, but still going for the stray shot, hearing and knowing, expecting Aspas onto that spot. Jonah P is alone here, waiting for the thrash now to see if he can take the fight forwards into lamps. Connection, detainment needs to be covered and defended. King does his job and does it well. Icy just trying to aim towards the back.
Got a late luck
away from him, and a call is made by
from LEV, but he might have to
into lamps, doubled up
kill
now.
too many people, right?
What is the call here with LEV? Already just picking them apart from behind, but one player to stand. It's Trent, and time is against them. With the
this is a nice round from LEV. One Skydog on its own keeps the rotate or pulls the rotate over a little bit in terms of 3 people. Wall goes up, walk behind the wall, win the 1v1. That's a gun in hand. And G2 made a bit of a gamble, not doing their normal DRX smoke, and then they couldn't delay the plant. And then had to use an ult into it as well.
That all ended up being a little awkward for G2. One of the things that we've noticed this team is excellent at, what has defined them in their run through the playoffs, is their ability to play tight together. There was only one player re-pushing lamps off the back of the thrash. Icy wasn't because he had the outlaw. Leaf was on the flank. It felt disjointed to me. The timing did not feel like it was going to grant them success. So we've got a fairly even game, and G2 taking quite an early tag time out here after only 5 rounds.
I don't really know what there is to read in terms of the tactics of this one, but G2 are a team that like to do their homework.
I would be here just talking about the fact that they're not taking showers, so you DRX smoke back over towards A pretty much all the time.
Chances are not too much.
And then maybe they don't need to be doing this heavy gamble that they're doing at the beginning, but I think the main thing would be the DRX smoke you're going to see back on A.
That's unusual, right? You don't want to be spreading out your players.
No one's taking showers.
To make one side so much more weaker unless you've got a real heavy read, and it hasn't been paying off.
Where's the smoke go?
One of the other things
got the cross map lineup. Yeah, so for sure spoke about this.
Is that you're probably going to end up playing retake when your opponents have heavy ultimates anyway. For example, now that Tex has the thrash, you either have to fight it before he gets in position,
3-person push,
what they're about to do towards sand, or you give it up.
It's going to be this clash occurring.
They know that he's going to be thrashing from sand. It's the most common position for the Gecko ult.
And he's going to be alone when he's doing it still. He's just holding it with the rifle in play.
Did fantastic.
He just bats them away.
Yeah, and he sees the other one.
Seriously, the damage is done.
Because is there, so this guy can't commit.
Here just to try and clear out a path into the
Obviously,
side.
because
Aspas
hits
with
the
a
guy
lovely
spawn, so he's
movement,
know he's
but
out on
Sky
sight.
no shots towards it still.
Great
Pecco with
trades.
the flash into the back.
No!
Trent!
Dude, I called it like this guy was going to
Just
get the
from him.
trade.
Just to
Where was the
exit out
trade?
and even expect
It's the
King
opposite
is
to
gonna
nice
be
trades. Where
lurking
was it?
his way back into the fight, and the fray, but the movement does him justice. With King surviving, it brings it into the 1v1. He just doesn't know where Icy is.
And he's worried that Icy might be on top of the spike already. King re-clearing. You know, fully thinking that it's possible even that this fountain area could be compromised. Does Icy have eyes on the spike? Did he go for that deep peek over towards and spot out that it was there? He must know that it got dropped. But it doesn't look like he wants to really take the fight.
No.
He certainly does not know that that spike is still down. He's wondering about King.
He's so worried.
30 seconds left.
We're at the 50 seconds mark when, you know, King got it down into this 1v1 now. And the more the time just gets bled off the clock. Nerves settling in at the back of Icy's mind.
He's going to get a
But
plant.
Icy's got such great
It's a
utility
plant,
for
has
this as well.
molly.
When King goes for plant, Icy can try to nade. The time is weak. He's got Boombot to allow himself to get
Oh,
back in.
spawn. It's a lot on this nade.
The
We'll just
nade
get him
could
with the
deny
nade.
this.
Yeah, but I don't
Worried
think
about it
Icy
being a
knows he's
fake.
planting there. He's holding, spotted, King. Look at the draw with surviving now on a slight jump spot. Still the Boombot in his hands. Util spotting him now. Flying forwards and careening, but the rifles are going to have to do the job with the Sancho to set.
Oh, is this 1v1?
It's beautiful play.
What a mad 1v1. Okay,
The
manages
util
to win
usage
it
was
though.
good in the end there. I was a little concerned.
Oh, bro, it's
The
crazy
swing, it
concerns
took
the
him
whole
a
time.
couple of aim resets to be able to get the King kill onto King. Almost offered the IGL of left a chance to
I mean,
get back
shout
into
out
that
to
one.
Trent.
But good
Trent
work
deserves
from
all the
duelist
praise
of
here.
G2
What the hell was
closing
this round
things
from
out.
him?
Lest we forget, though, that was Trent that really turned around. This play to try to deny the Thrash from finding its value, Tex does a great job at dispelling. And then the Gecko on the other side of things pulls out magic.
yeah, that was the
That's
kill.
great transfer.
And then jumps back
Lovely
out.
stuff.
Little two-piece.
And it was Trent that saved G2 in the game on Bind against 100 Thieves as well. They won, but on their defense side, Trent pulled out magic for them late in the half.
Maybe that's the key to victory for a team like G2.
A weird false play.
A little bit of those hero plays, individuals stepping up. Thrash now finally being utilized. Clears the way through, eventually broken, was vulnerable in the process. Now Aspas does have a showstopper available in his back pocket. Now going to be choosing to send it.
What a shot, man.
Eventually plucked out of the sky, but he does go 1-for-1 with the mosh pit following through. There's no attempt of a flood. He's shut down in a moment with the orbital strike. Backing away, I see this fuse running out, running dry, has to send it. Flying towards the back wall, but it's just making a bit of a racket. Not touch more beyond it. Okay, the rifle still.
It's a very nice brim ult though.
Creeping his
Like a
way forwards into the 1v1, but he doesn't expect it.
Like a zoning brim ult.
Reposition of Mazzino. Catching it from the side, but a decent go of
Okay,
things.
Lev
still
win
for
a
the
round,
IGL.
but everyone died.
Nice try by Valen, but it's a smoke
Everyone
sprayer on
died
the other
apart
side
from
that
one,
gets the
so their
job
money
done.
is crazy
Not
low.
only
So
winning the
there's a
1v1,
lot
but also
on
getting
this
that
round.
orbital strike to deny
Pretty sure G2's
Icy's
money's pretty low as well.
showstopper. G2's method of defending B has been to pop through the teleport. This great shot to make things possible for G2. But when Icy's ult gets denied, that's
Oh,
G2's
they just fully on eco?
kind of broken. What they're going for,
Yeah, I mean,
you can
this-
see on the
yeah,
defense
look at
here,
these
is
guys
short
who had
control, and they're
two-
pushing through the teleporter to
over
try to
2.5.
backstab those hookah players and reinforce the B defense. But it's getting shut down.
Yeah, it's a cheeky play, but it's almost expected, really. Lev are just looking at the money. They know they're on a half buy, but it's still not resulting. King being ready enough for that. The rifle cannot be regained. G2 aren't even going for it. They're looking for a bit of re-exploration out towards showers.
The
Making a
contact
call.
re-clear
Yeah.
without putting the wall up, so you don't expect it. Valen is not thinking about this timing because the wall is down.
Still holding the util. Spots it.
Yeah, he just goes to a straight up jump peek.
I mean, that is true contacting.
Whoa.
No indicator whatsoever. Aspas is gliding.
It's a weird round from Lev, but I kind of really like it. It makes them very nervous now as well, and they
He's offset
just have to
nicely.
now constantly have vision over towards
Here
short.
comes
You
Jonah
throw
D
this in
on the
once,
flank. Possibly too late.
gonna be a lot more on top
You're
of just
expected here with these weapons.
them
I mean,
doing
Zeno's already
anything.
wrapping all the way around. I know that Icy's here. If Aspas didn't deal with him,
He flew out of
backup
nowhere, yeah,
plan
just
would've
dropped in front of him.
form of Mazzino, Mosh Pit, Leaf. Just hoping that they just try and take away, potentially hunting for some eco kills.
I mean, surely Mosh is gelatinous. He should be slipping through those vents. Shouldn't be lingering on the floor.
What do you guys want me to see?
Jonapi's position, though, very reminiscent of what Leaf went for early on. I think probably something like round 3 or 4, where he was going for that flank retake setup.
Yeah.
But the problem is that while G2 are still being able to find the timings to push out on defense from B, they're so late that they've lost A, and the retake timings are too late anyway.
If you had to
So
pick
both
one,
round 3 and round 8,
one player
somebody
to
from
build a
G2
team
on the
around
defense
today,
side has
who would
pushed
it
out
be?
B. They've just been too late to
Some kind of frag in IGL.
What a
Maybe
beautiful
Sadak.
call, though.
Sadak does
That's a
impressive things.
fantastic call
Sadak,
by King
Boostio,
or possibly Kong
someone
on
like
the
this.
side of Lev
Proven
to go for
heavy
that
frag
pure
IGL.
contact reclear of Shaw.
Yeah.
Forsaken.
Yeah, knowing that after you fight over it with the eco early round, they're not likely to still be set up there. And we see Trent doing that kind of ping pong setup in spawn. He's just going to follow the noise.
John would fit the bill.
Scout destroyed.
Dog showers pulls him towards A, but we can see the main body of Lev actually trending towards B, and Trent's going to get his steps in here, just kind of
running
jogging
back and
from
forth,
side to
isn't he?
side.
Go get him.
Trying to be wherever the action might be. With Aspas making all this noise as well. Slight feeling mosh pit. That's going to be sent straight. Oh, clearing a little bit. Maybe a miss. I'm not
no,
sure.
That is a lovely lineup,
They go
innit?
for it.
Nade as well. Aspas he's straight in there. I mean, this guy's like a rocket.
That is such an insane sight hit. They need to make sure that this is the problem.
To try and push them back, and
This is the problem playing against this kind of stuff. The sight hit is so good that you have to make sure that they can't get this map control for free, because you can't play sight against that.
Always be flanking, rolling back the
You gotta
years.
start going a little bit proactive.
Put a
That's,
dagger in the back
I mean,
of
we've
these
spoken about
players.
that quite a
Now
lot
Pitt's
in
gonna
here
be
in
cutting
terms
off
of the
that
double
sideline angle.
duelist comp.
And they've actually gone
Fact
all
that
the way
you
through
have to be
elbow, so
proactive
Kong's
on your
flank is
defense.
just
You
gonna
can't
reconnect
hold
with
sight
King,
against
they'll
some of
shake
this
hands
stuff.
in the pit and
This was a
reunite
great
to
example,
play
though.
postman together.
Wondering where these players have got to be, but surely options limited. You got to know that they've contacted through with a dizzy and a flash. So all combined, a double flash play. They know where the last is. Valin can't overcome that one.
I like
Yeah.
these moments that
It's
Lev
a
find
six
to
sight,
force the fight. Even though in theory, you could just hold there and play inside the pit. But what they do really nicely, and one of the big reasons they got past Crew to this point, to Shanghai, is because they find moments of calm to suddenly double flash and fight you. Drop a Viper wall, take contact. They're not afraid to brawl at times, and I think that's a big strength of Lev.
Need real clear communication, I think, as well, to pull stuff like that off just in the moment.
Forsaken,
Remember,
yeah, I
our
think he's like.
expectations for this map
He
were that
sounds,
G2
from what I
were
hear
probably
when
gonna be
people
the
talk
favourite
about
team,
him on
partly
tons of
by using 100
teams
Thieves as a
and just
measuring
watching
stick.
him, I think Forsaken's like the
But it could well
closest
be
we
that
have to
G2's
like a
success
perfect
there was
player.
based more on anti-ing than being
In
incredible
terms
on
of
this
just
map,
an
but actually
all-rounder,
just
someone you
underrating
want
the
for
way
your
that Lev
team.
are playing based on some poor
Closest to
results prior.
perfect is probably more like Leo
They're
in
looking to
terms
get
of what he
themselves up to a
actually
fairly
does, like
nice
game-wise,
advantage here on
but
their attack side.
Forsaken, from the sounds of it, does so much out of game as well.
Just flying towards your face here, regaining control towards B long, and again the call to just contact up. This time though, there's no weapons in place. In charge, so Jonah P removing two of them.
Yeah, and this guy back at sight can actually wreck this round.
Seeking to relink up with the rest of his team.
He needs to get one of this.
Rebounding ICs forced out wide.
Okay.
Into the sight line there of Aspas, dropping the player. Two left now with another heavy flank occurring by Trent.
Another heavy flank, but another late flank as well. Look at the timing of this. It's not early in the round. Tex is already for sure thinking about it.
Enemy remaining.
And the flanker, once more, is the last player alive before they're even in position. The timing is off in these kind of plays. I think it's much easier to get a read on a team like 100 Thieves because they tend to be much more all-in on one side of the map. Lev are actually disguising some of the places that they're going, throwing utility on the opposite sides of the map. You know,
It was just that round we just watched, right? They take Charlotte's control, but they move over towards the other
I
side.
speak he
exactly.
dies. I mean, he
And
has a
those kind
sting
of
in
things are
chat.
making it more difficult
Relax
for G2
yourself.
to get the read on where they're ending. Also throwing in the more contacting play around the map too. So I think Valin here is finding it more difficult to figure out where Lev are ending, and that's making these defensive pushes less useful. You got to throw it in.
Aspas one away, and G2's money's about to be in the bin. They gotta, I mean,
The
they
attack
gotta use
side
all of these
calling.
ults, really.
Slight default, make some noise over towards B.
But this time they actually haven't pushed Leaf off the B long angle. And
Guy
that
Flash comes in at a
from
perfect
Jonah
time,
P,
3 people can
they know
hold.
it's not B. So this time G2 should have the read. This is ending A. They should be able to get 4 players there in time.
Pop flash to clear through, Orb's still up though. Thrash is going to be used. It's going to slow them all the way down. Detainment onto the 2 targets here.
That was nuts. They really went aggro after that hitting.
Make sure they play with a little bit more discipline here, 'cause
Aspas
they
does
are
get the
aware, at
kill,
least of
so
the
he
fact
gets his
Aspas
ult now.
Still holding on to the showstopper.
I'd be tempted to send it over truck, but
Any pivot through the teleporter is going to be cleaned up by Leaf, potentially. But LEV are getting back over towards B.
The pinging B long.
Yeah, because
yeah,
they're
he's
worried that
got
people
full
could be pushed.
util.
You know, they're clearing positions where defenders could be tucked.
Aspas not able to remove the last one as well. Just hears it just moving past, and that is a pretty massive play, and it's caused the rotation. Look at that, Jonah P makes his way over towards B.
It's not bad aim, by the way. Those are invisible if they are attacking your teammate.
Yeah, I always felt like I have to say that as well.
However, luck of the draw for G2, they might have just found themselves, at least with 2 players onto the right side. So making its way forwards with only 12 seconds left. Pop flash through and around. Time is working against them again. Aspas is initiating factor. This guy is now finally being shut down. And with barely any time left.
He bought so much time that he can't plant. It's sick from Lee. Alright, great round from them because, yeah, it means they now have money for this last round, so that's cool.
And what is the difference in this round? It's the fact that the G2 players on B could clear out and get good negative info. With Leaf jiggle peeking over towards B long, he kind of egoed comms utility and realized there's no follow-up here. It's definitely not coming B. And then the fact that Jonah P also got the flash towards Sand and didn't hear anything. They knew it was going to be an A hit. They read the rotate back over towards B. Once G2 have an understanding of the macro game, their teamwork is enough to get them over the line. This time, though, going for a gamble, they've misread the situation, but they always have the opportunity
they're just
to
going to send it
pop
down,
through the
though.
teleport. And Icy can get
Are
the
they gonna send it
showstopper
down?
online here to make this really annoying.
Yeah, this
for the
is good
Showers
though.
players.
They've been super proactive and they make sure they get the ult.
They don't actually have prior
If
showers
they
control.
send it
Looks like
through,
they wanna send
Dog's
it
gonna
forwards.
C3.
Forwards, right
Yeah,
from
he's gonna
behind as
ult.
well.
I mean, that's a kill.
Rocket exchange of
And then
that
has nade for
firepower.
right side.
But it's Icy who's the one who does come up with the kill.
Yeah, and the flash hit
Maybe a
right
little
side,
bit
so he
more,
just
and his
nades
flash
it.
is in play. King, they know he's there. Dizzy already isolated that position, just firing off that stray shot. Mazzino! Mazzino!
He's got a 1v5
What
it.
is that? From the brink. A chance to salvage the round.
Look at he's got his
very
ult.
nice in position. He's got the orbital
Oh
strike.
my god, what a shot from heaven.
down.
Holy, it would have been
Clinton
one of the
ahead
most
there by
insane.
Valen.
That
One
is
of the most
tiniest
insane.
of a pixel angle that Valen just
Yeah,
hit.
Valen hit
And
a
if
shot.
he didn't secure that, Mazzino
I'm
has
so
ultimate line in a
surprised he hit
1v1
that
where
shot on
Valen's only
short.
30
I thought he was
health.
dead looking at the minimap.
Outrageous from both Brim players. Mazzino, of course, doing the most to make that winnable. But Valen had a very slim chance there of making it easy for himself. Otherwise, it would have been a nightmare 1v1 to win.
Yeah. Mazzino just tucked himself over.
Look at
that
that!
is ridiculous.
Look at this is what I'm talking about.
That is ridiculous.
Oh, it's a shot.
Look at that.
If he doesn't hit that, Mazzino just, plays time, ring around the rosy. He's got the ult. Way harder to win for Valen. That is a nasty shot to make it 6-6.
This is a BO5 and our first map 6-6 in the half.
Yeah,
That is sick.
Really
that
insane
last
stuff.
round was
Well, let's hear from
unreal.
Tex. We got his thoughts and what his feelings facing off against a very familiar opponent.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you have to be really scared of anyone individually in that team. No offense to my voice. But they play really, really well as a team. You know, it's not one guy peeking you, it's 3 guys peeking you. And they do have some individual shooters, I'm not gonna lie. I think Leaf, Trent, Valen especially, Jonah. Honestly, all of them, they're all insane. So just gotta watch out for their teamwork, really.
And I think that is the identity that we've seen of G2 throughout their run in the playoffs. They're trying to shut down star players. Has it been King to come alive? Has it been Aspas to carry Leviathan? I don't think so. Instead, what it's been is a battle of the macro games so far in the first 12 rounds. Now, that could all change. And certainly as we head on to future maps like Breeze, which lean more into the individuality, sure, then we can start talking about how well G2 are shutting down, you know, the Aspas entries, etc. He's top fragging at the moment, Aspas. Of course he is. When does he not? But at the same time, I don't feel like he's the main win condition for how LEV played that attack side.
All about how the map was being worked and the ideas that these IGLs are thrown into the mix as well, the mid-rounding from the rest of his team. I mean, we know, for LEV as well, it's the whole team actually does a lot of audible calling.
They do,
Their feelings about, I've got a bit of a read, trust me on this, with the setups.
Yeah, I would say Com is extremely vocal in the communications for this squad. Tons of mid-rounding, and King was giving him credit as well when we were talking to him in a recent interview. But the whole team's got nice ideas about what they want to go for, and As we head into the next half, G2's attack side.
Dude, I hate that. I hate the 2 minutes of halftime, bro.
Now, G2, when we
That's so
saw them play against
unnecessary.
100 Thieves, were exploiting a hole over towards Showers. Now, LEV don't often have the same hole towards Showers. They're quite happy to play it, and a very common pistol round setup is to have 2 players instant double swing and try to contest this. So we'll see if that's what Leviathan are going for. Certainly, Aspas with Sheriff in hand, you would think, has a good chance of being able to take out Valen if indeed they were to take the fight.
Just a short control though. Looks like a late re-clear of Showers if that is even on the cards. Pass through the TP. Double play here. LEV seeking to crunch. And with G2 playing this far back, I mean, they actually do get that opening kill as well with King drop.
Smoke
Plant
to
down.
try stop the
post we
plant, he
go.
just spams him insta
Maybe
back.
not a call to get that re
And they
clear,
just got the
late
best
going.
after
Wingman
point.
will start the defuse at least with the process and a dizzy in play, in process. Tech's already getting this. How about
Everyone
the
we
defuse?
switch
Gonna
over
break
to
this
is
one.
blind.
Finally dealt with. But LEV winning out these fights, potentially not quite. Com. It's going to be the last
Kinda
one left in a
doable.
1v3. Now there has been a decent amount of damage, but it comes out of hitting it. It's a little bit precarious and tenuous. Still, time has been bought for him. All that work done. Off on the round. That is absurd. A shot to the brain of Valen. Only the wall saved him.
Ah, it's
but he doesn't
unlucky,
land
man.
it. And still panic. Now beginning to settle. Has he
Okay.
bought enough? I don't
Oh.
think he's got so damn no.
Oh, that was close though. Fair play, man. Gave that a really nice
On a
try.
nice edge there. Somehow Valen with the composure and Com not quite.
When he got
hitting
that
enough
when he got that dink on
after
the
that
first
sick
peak.
headshot.
Oh my god.
A great try from Com in the 1v3, but not quite there. G2 take the pistol and go up 7-6.
One enemy remaining.
Look at that. The like fadeaway headshot onto Valen dropped him down so weak. And yet he couldn't quite finish
Yeah,
the
that
kill in
was-
time.
Was huge.
So yeah, LEV contested Showers there at the
2-0.
very beginning of the round and then decided
2-0
to
for
pile people
pistols.
through the teleport. That might be because they're expecting G2 on their attack
Point
side to
2-1.
still focus Showers.
What a face.
Yeah, Mazzino and Com are not going to get anything about that.
We're going to need some clear game plans, I think, as well, just to prevent these ults starting to get farmed up. I mean, flowing forwards.
It's too late. Trent already
I was gonna
has
say
his
Trent
flash.
with his plant against
Assuming
his
that this
fish.
plant goes down, which is almost impossible to stop.
Right there.
Trent's going to have Thrash for the next round in the bonus, and that's massively important. LEV almost already need to start thinking, like, give up on this round and start thinking about, are you going to be playing proactive in round 15? How are you going to stop this Thrash from just taking the space it needs and taking a site? You've got a little lurk play here from Leaf, who can afford to go for this kind of thing because he only has the pistol.
I mean, yeah, you can just farm him up a little
It's
bit.
not
I
gonna
mean,
give
they're
a
on top
weapon
of this
away.
though.
No.
Race is a brave
Going
man
down
sticking on the
to
POV that defends with the
Park
weaker
for
guns.
LEV
You were
players
kind of meant to
catching
do that though.
Leaf on that flank.
Yeah, and
Shouldn't be any more danger.
and
It's
there's
fine
no worry of
showing
building
deaths.
up ults on the side of LEV or anything like that either.
Because
so
it's better
G2
to,
are in a great
like
position
in the
here.
moment, if someone
Again,
gets like
the
4
fo-
1D,
the
'cause it's
game
better
plan
to
for G2
show
in the
that
next
than the
round
person
is
who
quite
should.
simple.
Like you should always
On
be
the
showing
other
the guy
side,
that
though,
has
for
to
LEV,
do it all,
stopping
basically.
the Thrash from getting value
Majority
can
of the
be
time.
really
Obviously,
tricky.
it's
For starters, you don't even know
There's a
where,
few different
where
rules,
they're
but-
going around the
Yeah,
map.
that's the trouble,
But
right?
the most common play to go for would be to do it somewhere around hookah. So if you were gonna make some kind of setup, perhaps you could organize a sand crunch.
Wait, Diamond
take
Dog
short
from here
control
too?
At the beginning of the round
Nice,
in case he's looking to thrash from there, pop through the teleporter and crunch if indeed they go for that hookah play. LEV though looking for the 4-player stack on the A
in the
side.
Icelandic viewership.
Watch and learn.
It's an overwhelming amount of utility they've got, and they could choose to crunch through sand if they hear it coming.
Well, I don't think they really can because they're
I
giving
need
up
to
a
go
lot
there
of
at one
short
point.
control.
Or at least
That's
send through a bit of
I
that
think
util.
end of
We've
this.
seen
Well,
teams
I
try
say
and
end of
cancel
this
with
year,
sand
like
bites and nades.
September, October.
I mean, to be honest, the game
I'll
plan
probably
here for
drive around
Leviathan
it
just
more.
seems like gamble A and play full
Meant to be
BB
nice.
take. But again, this is the most common position I would say to go for a thrash. And here it comes. Very standard game plan from G2 and LEV not able to be in a position to disrupt, but King still somehow finds the opener.
Okay, with
And they're
Leaf
going to
going
put through
down.
the teleport here.
They're trying to refight this one. Yeah, the call's
Do
been made
they
now.
might
But the
maybe
squeeze
just
for
run
these
long,
G2
get out of
players.
there? They had 2
Plan for
TP.
Valen.
Hard
Stuck
call
and
to make
committed,
with
gets
Trent
him into the
backside
post,
already.
At least with a dizzy to try and refight this one. It did connect onto him, having to dodge this one with a snake bite. Drop down at their feet. No more advancing out through the elbow angle, but they do have to be worried about these hookah players still. LEV calling for a pause, waiting for the util, and with the smokes drop down, now sends out the thrash. That's a detainment. In through the back again.
they
It's all about
are
just an
delaying a
delaying
lot.
all this time. G2 just trying to find these advantages, whatever they can get. Lev struggling to get themselves forwards here with Wingman flying. Finally, the time is now, but broken in the moment. 1v2 for Valen. Sticking all the way with Com as a sole defender.
Com had a great round here. That was looking kind of scary. The delay was really strong,
Put
man.
the squeeze on
Really
very
strong.
slowly. G2 had a great reaction to go and take elbow control, but got locked out by a molly. Couldn't force the fights. And Lev just slowly posted themselves onto deeper and
Yeah,
deeper
have
angles,
residency now,
doubling
Diamond.
up. And it's this play. I think Trent had a chance there to win the round for G2, but couldn't get a kill.
Nice round, guys.
Damn, I'm kind of Chris.
I mean, remember that this is Com coming out of almost winning a 1v3 on the pistol.
He's feeling good. Top of the scoreboard for his team.
Money's low though. A lot of people died.
Vibes are definitely up.
Flash hits long.
Aggressive down A short. Looking to catch a player potentially, but instead just a bullet for Tex. Anything being caught.
Wait, is this a jump peak long?
And this round almost over before it began.
Yeah, this is literally
Yeah,
their big
2
Byrons, and
And
they
not
get
even a
one
fight, I don't
tap,
think, from
maybe
King.
into a one tap.
Sorry, from Com.
I want to say Com's
Looks like he
jump
might have just
peaking,
been
and they
jiggling
just
for
timed
information
him.
or something and got caught by
Got
the
out
G2
wide.
players.
And slow and steady paying off here for G2.
You're expecting Lev to try to make some kind of play to equalize things. In a 3v5, the team with the player disadvantage is almost forced to make some kind of risky play.
It's so cautious right now.
I like this from Leaf. He's just working his way down. If he spots a bunch of players, then they can call the react into B. But otherwise, if he takes space, then they have a chance to return back to him. Leaf, though, is calming that he's not hearing anything, and the G2 players are starting to coalesce towards A.
Hesitancy, man. There's hesitancy here with 33 seconds
This
left.
is rough.
Stimmy dropped. Got to get a run on. Gotta
Oh
get a move
boy,
on.
3 passing stack.
have
Still
caught the right
have
stack, snake bite.
Mizzino's nade.
Battering
We've
off the
got
shoulder here.
Mizzino's,
Fast
Molly. We've got
avoiding the
nade.
dizzy. Satchel's
Gonna
in and
shoot
through.
Wingman.
Needs to be denied and broken, but it's being
That's
held.
where's the util.
It's guarded for now. Into the post plant we go. Nade. Like I said, a little bit late and delayed, but now doubled up. Lev
Did I
looking to
miss
try and take
something?
some
Was there
fights
some
together.
util showers that I
Have to be
missed?
That firepower that bails you out of this spot.
There's some util here that I
Rebounding,
missed.
orb to be
Because what was that?
placed up. Snake bite. Forced them way out into the open for King. An easy collection of 2. A tap onto it. Molly over the top. Don't think that's going to be rebounding. Time's going to be bought as well. G2 should be able to just play to this one now as well. Just not really facing too much. The Molly surely doing the work of a mosh pit. Send flying up and over 2v2. Beautiful the crosshair placement again. It's that time against him. As the ring just descends onto
Yeah,
that
and trying
spike,
to win
Aspas
easy.
realizes
Bro,
that the time is up.
I really thought they were going
Great
to try
chance to win
and
that
actually
round.
delay the plant
All the right
there.
protocols there for G2 in their post.
I felt
See
it.
how
Is
much
a Viper
post-plant
Molly?
utility
Yeah.
they had available there.
I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
think you
brutal.
tank
Waves
a
of
little
it
bit of
coming
Viper
at the
Molly to
Leviathan
get a nade off
defenders.
there, break the wingman.
Despite King's heroics are picking up
Yeah, I
2
feel like Lev
laps, which is
messed
way
up
more
here.
than you would expect from him. And look
Go
at
close,
this,
though.
What a play to bring things into a 3v3, but they still weren't able to convert. I think Lev also missed a trick there in the 3v5. When they had Aspas in position over towards Showers, I think he's got to try to make a fight as they come down short there. He timing the dizzy, but he didn't go for a kill. He didn't try
At
to
least
deny
denied it.
Wingman.
Yeah, I agree. I think
I think it's
Aspas,
almost impossible to win the round
misplayed
from
that.
that point.
Yeah.
And Lev are going to take a timeout.
it was
Remember that
like,
this
yeah,
round
they
began
had so much more
with
chance of
a
winning
push
from
down
delaying the
short
plant and
from
everyone
Aspas with a
running
bit of
into the
support,
open
and
where
then
they
Com also
literally
getting caught
can
over
stall
towards B long.
instead of after plant.
G2 are running a very
him up.
disciplined default. So Lev may be calling here in their tac timeout to cool things down a little bit. To sit a little more passive inside, allow the G2 execs to come towards them. Because going for these early round fights has not really been working. Coming into the next round though, Leviathan's economy is going to be knocked. So G2 with a great chance here of going up to 10-7. And they're about to get massive ults online on both sides too. So listen, if this round gets scrappy, Lev might have their chances to turn things.
They
But
certainly will.
otherwise, we're going to see an outrageous round 18.
That should be quite standard here for G2.
Next round is going to
Same game
be
plan. Haven't really mixed too
big.
much up.
Yeah,
Very
it's gonna be
slow play
really
to
big.
begin with, but this time
Dude, it could be so
pretty
good
stuff over
next
towards
round.
Showers. I think
It
they're
could just be like
aiming to deny
7
any chance
ults.
of any ult ults being picked up. They know that Lev are on that half buy. They know that they're close to a few ults.
This is
Two-way for Aspas.
one of the first rounds, actually, that we've seen G2 go heavy towards showers, which they did a lot against 100 Thieves, and LEV are in position for crunch.
And this off angle by Aspas could just rip someone's head straight off. Almost preordained in that position.
shot.
You just expect him to get those.
A bit too slow, though, from the reactions of those B players. They're only now just starting to come through the teleport.
They're
G2
behind
have
them.
full sight.
Yeah, full sight. Even being called to flip it around the back. Snakebite is
Poor
good.
guy.
Pushing them back and away. How is King still
No
getting
way.
that one? Surely
He did
not okay.
unbelievable.
Finally dealt with. Taken out 3v3 in the process. This isn't a weapon online for Tepix.
This is not comfortable for G2.
Yeah,
They
dude,
don't
it's
control
actually
spawn,
looking
they
like
don't
a
control
pretty
short.
good round
They're
for
getting finished
LEV.
on from all three positions. It's so claustrophobic.
And that is why you're seeing the ults being offloaded now. Orbital Strike has to be used. Mazino, he's creeping and crawling back, just trying to link up with him and Tex. Forwards taking that fight, just trying to offset it. Not
Big
at the
Joe.
moment, though, it's
Oh
still
my
down.
God.
To 1v2, Mosh Pit.
Wow,
Finally finding
man.
it.
Impressive.
Pushing them
I
out
mean,
wide for the
King
Classic to do the
just
dirty
did
work.
so well.
That's a
Aspas
level
obviously
win,
hit a
and you
nice
said it, you
shot.
called it, Josh.
King
Listen,
getting a kill
there's
there.
chances to offload the ult
I don't
and
even
win
know
that one
how
on a
he's done
thrifty
that.
round for LEV. It's going to make things much easier for them.
And it's comms seekers, I think, that end up doing it. But also, rather than that being something that LEV did incredibly
he
well
was
on the
tanking
back
a
of
molly
the
that whole
ults,
time.
I think I've got to call out the fact that G2 did not
Maybe
take
someone-
enough space. They reacted
yeah, they
to sight
didn't.
nicely,
Yeah, I
but they
agree with
know
that.
that they've lost showers control and they don't have
told.
short anymore. You've got to go and take something. You've got to go and take spawn, take heaven. You've planted back sight. Why are you not reacting into spawn, into
It's a
heaven?
big round
and
for them to
fighting
lose.
comm?
It really
Too much
is.
respect.
'Cause they're about to
Too much
unlock
fear there,
all of
perhaps, for
these
G2.
ults.
And the game's
I mean,
flipped.
I know they still do next, but
Just like that, moment's notice. Ults online here for LEV. Good guns and weapons. A lot of kit as well in the back pocket. Just hold him for now. Interesting setup.
Yeah, and if there had been rifles on board, if G2 had won that previous round, this one would be a massive exchange of ultimates. You get a similar situation again if G2 start to get some opening picks.
So much respect being showcased by
it's
LEV.
actually
I mean,
pick up the orb and
want
that's
to
to
let
get
them
Jonah
look all the
P's
way up. A
ult.
few bullets
So
almost bringing down Icy.
at least
And yeah,
tempted to
after
use
that
it into this
tactical
round.
timeout, Bren, I think it has been a call for LEV to just sit back in the sights a little more.
Slowing it down ever so slightly. Top of the box. Aspas having to give up and retreat from that position.
Yeah, he had a
Off
strong
bit,
pause, but he's so scared of
forced out.
shot.
Slow seas of a round.
Heal up, squad.
G2. Looking for an opening pick, looking for an opening kill. Not going to be finding it with those shots, just going wide of the mark. All the way back here.
The rotate from G2, looking to try to end towards B.
Weird
30
one.
seconds left.
Mazino's already been called over, and Valen only has a single smoke. I think this is going to be very tough for G2 to get value. Although
Yeah, I don't think they're
Mazino
going to
is
get
going
much from
back.
this.
And King doesn't have any snake bites here to delay. Finally sent flying with King dropping. Only 13 seconds left into this one. You've got to get that plan online, Com.
Surely not.
He seeks to deny. It could be everything that they need. And Mazino floods forward, pushing past it, finally breaking it. No plan in sight.
I love how Mazino's dueling four
off that
people,
mechanical
right?
prowess, but won't be able to
Mazino's
get
out
it
here
done there.
dueling four people, just like
9-9
swinging,
here, Lev.
popping in
Still
and
not
out.
even
And
using
then
20 of those ults.
who's this on
Look at it,
site?
4 online.
Com's trying to
And this now
1v1 the
Becomes the round
wingman.
that could define the game.
That's so funny, bro.
It's going to be economy on the line
What
for G2.
the?
Oh, that's brutal.
Look at him dueling everyone.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Get cool.
It's so stupid.
You hear Mazino at the
Dude,
end there
what even
actually
is that
calling
first
out
kill,
the
man?
ults
That's
that
crazy.
His opponents have, I think. So they've got a game plan around what's going on. This is going to be a massive
So
clash of
many
ults.
ults.
Aspas getting tucked over towards the teleport.
7 ults, 1 away
Not a play
from
they've
Leaf's
gone
ult.
for thus far.
Trailblazer needs to be broken though. Attempt to defend it. Rocket forwards. They expect it. But the dog being broken just highlights the position of Aspas as well as they had the wall hacks. And they can't hold on to Octagon. No control of it. Here with a sight gained
I've got
and
your
garnered.
trail.
Plan down for Valen. Easily done. There will be no
planted.
pushback.
Now, and in the meantime, Trent's Thrash came all the way through Hookah. It's just that classic play that G2 went for. The last time they had Trent's ult online.
She's still gunning for you.
They're just running strats out of their strat book, and LEV not in a position to try to disrupt that, despite being aware of the ults that were online.
remaining.
G2 looking to mop up.
They do so in a very
there's a
clean
lot of ults
fashion.
then.
4 players surviving.
But okay, that's G2 getting back into things, stabilizing their economy to some degree. But LEV can still buy, and LEV still have massive
Yeah,
ults
it was
available.
almost like they
didn't use
tanked
any in the
around.
prior round.
Almost like
So
they tanked
because that's
around
not
to
an
then win the
eco-swing
next.
round for Leviathan,
Not saying
they
that's
can
what
now
they did, but
respond back and try to do damage to G2's economy. Rather than being that big explosive exchange of ultimates, like I was anticipating,
yeah,
more back
pretty
and
much.
forth here.
I can
G2
see
taking
pretty
much
every
everything on
round,
this.
and now LEV looking to try to do the same.
Exactly.
At
Don't think
10-9,
anyone's in
with
position
the
to
money
pressure
this
the
low
pit
and a
very
potential
quickly.
reset, they would buy next, but
There's 3 players, but it's not like you have Icy here with Boombot.
It's a real interesting pit as well. Curving all the way around. King going to be playing inside this one with the judge.
For G2 now, how do you want to try to clear this? The more time you take to clear it, the worse it can be, because then you end up in a situation where Aspas, Tex have ults that can win the round. The flash to follow up there, actually, from Com.
Very heads up.
Yeah, because the dog had given G2 a timing to try to contact into showers. And then the flash lets them know that they were trying it.
what
It's up to Com to try and defend
honestly,
his
they've only
teammates
got a
back here. King,
Sky to stop them.
despite having the coverage of the
It's
pit,
not too bad for
he is quite
G2
vulnerable
right
in
now.
that spot. If they get squeezed and lose showers control, Flash is good with the connection, but Com, he topples almost as immediately as you go. King now just trying to play inside and dominate the positions.
Whoa, 23. Pro
tanked.
tanked.
Strike,
Oh,
forced down nice
it's
and early,
not
but that won't
great.
stop the plan from going down. And Aspas, even the
Oh,
command-
my.
What? Leaping boundless straight
Ow.
past it. How is
All-
Leaf still alive?
all of their
How the
ults.
hell is that a -8? Another pit of their own. Drop down Moshpit. Leaf trying to leap out and away. Lev have cleaned this one up almost entirely now.
It's flipping around.
Smoke,
Look at
fuse,
coming around.
flash. Oh my god, the flash nearly hit the guy going behind him.
They haven't broken the wingman.
Not at
23
all.
HP.
And it's still diffusing.
Oh.
Broken in the final
Oh,
moment.
he didn't go for the
He's on
spam.
23 health, but he needs to play it out in the open. And he's not doing it.
Dude,
With
they
a
still
corner
won the
full
round.
stick.
That was
What a
mental.
mad round. What the hell's occurring?
What an absolutely bonkers round there.
The
that
ults
Lev
kind of
have
didn't.
managed to steal away.
The ults really didn't give him anything.
G2 got
And then the
themselves into
individuals
the
just
side.
had to step up.
Dodged Com's flash and picked off King. Should have been curtains. It really should have been. Especially when this ult finds nothing.
Oh yeah, you're kidding me.
I mean, how is that not getting a kill when it's on top of the bench there as well? It just gets, it vanishes into textures unknown only to the deepest of depths. But here, the wingman being able to get half and then the follow-up puts us at 10-10. Ults all expended. Just for those final couple of rounds to be flipped.
And these two teams could not be closer. G2 have been playing this one so slow, so steady at the beginning of almost every single attack side round.
Yeah, they really tried to play with the pace, force LEV into making those aggressive moves so that they can try to punish it. And after that tag timeout that we saw, LEV have not been going for those more aggressive plays. We have Com, instead of jiggling, actually going for the Trailblazer, you know, really trying to minimize risk is LEV on the defense side.
Emma King just gets the acknowledgement. Players approaching the position.
On the other side of the
Are
map,
these two
using
getting in
Wingman to
position
clear
to
out any
TP?
potential lurk.
Going for a double fight
Come on.
here. Maybe even potentially the bait and switch.
Oh, they're TPing.
Satchel across by Icy, immediately punished, and more so
Yeah,
than
that
that.
was
It's a sand
huge.
crunch right from behind. Colliding and crashing right into them. GT will seek to at least maybe carve out a path into the round, but with the spike drop down, very limited in terms of the options. We'll try and force these fights and force them well. Flash deep into it, into the back of the side. Leave. How are you managing that? Stay by still, bit of vulnerability there. This burning into the toes. Repositions, doubled up, damage done. Could be anyone's game still with the spike even drop down in his position. Util in your hands, what are you playing at?
What's going on?
Broken, 14 seconds. Gotta get
Time to
a
pick
move
up the
on. He does not
spike
know
and
when
time
it
to plant.
is 11 left.
Does have
Knight's
time.
out now, getting a full run and sprint forwards and back towards the
Bro,
side.
Leaf is having an
Safety.
absolute
he's gotta
round.
know
Did
that
they
the
not
play's long
give
by now,
him
otherwise
so
Tex
many
would have been
jewels
shooting him in
though?
the back.
Surely would have punished him.
That
And Tex is
fast
weak enough
reposition
himself.
from Tex, but Leaf is like, well,
G2 really
would
done
he have
enough.
not jeweled me if he's not going around the world?
Carve out a spot for
What an
success in this
insane round from Leaf.
The answer is yes.
And
On the
Lev,
back of Leaf.
man, these past two
These
rounds,
last two rounds have become so chaotic.
they're gonna be kicking themselves for
Just
it,
ludicrous
really.
scenarios all over the place. The fact that Mazzino was even able to be punished in back halls there, this play, is because the wall is up.
These teams are just pushing themselves to the limit.
This is 2v5 to
The proactive
2v4.
calls that they're making. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many scrims you've played. You don't get
haven't seen
tested
rounds
like
like
this.
that.
You don't see rounds like that.
Yeah, we haven't scrimmed this exact scenario, actually. But G2, with the back and forth, have actually done enough damage to Leviathan's economy.
Just making it fair. It was mental round, man. I mean, they were sick from LEV.
They're taking attack time out here to discuss what's going on. But somehow, coming out of all of that madness,
They were
G2
two
stand in a great
disastrous
position.
rounds from LEV, like back to
one away
back.
from being able to get orbital strike online. But I don't think that's.
And
a game
sometimes they
plan
gotta
necessarily
chill
be
in
working around. It's more
these
to do with
situations.
ensuring that somebody on LEV is not able to turn the tables with, a sheriff in a sneaky position or something like that. Back-to-back timeouts.
Yeah, the jump out, the
called one.
jump out was
G2
not
took
good.
a tack timeout, and then we went into Leviathan's tack timeout. That's
They
so
both caught 'em.
frustrating.
King's back to sleep. They said their piece in the G2 timeout.
Exactly. You rarely have more to go over.
Yeah.
You don't need double timeouts to be able to discuss everything. So now, Aspas just trying to focus, visualize what the next rounds are going to look like, how you find the win. And from our point of view, guys,
Damn,
Aspas
guys still
has been
yapping in
given
a minute and a
hero
half in.
vandal
That's
coming
impressive.
into the next
Got a lot to
round.
say. Honestly,
That's complex.
those two rounds have been pretty abysmal. They,
Spike
they should have a lot to say.
Listen, I mean, it's
Not
been
that you
no
wanna reflect
qualms,
on
I think,
too
about
much.
his individual play on this map.
No, not at all. But listen, if there's one player on LEV that's gonna win you a round, it would be Aspas. I don't think that that's a mistake at all to give the Vandal over to him.
Where is
take a look at this economy.
Oh
G2
man,
in a fantastic position.
to stop him from
get
getting to
themselves up to
12, they got a hero gun this.
Get that map
Bro,
point
these two are
on their map
disastrous,
pick
man.
To open up the BO5 in the lower
Like they
bracket
only
final.
just won
A
this.
huge advantage.
These 4 ults.
And Aspas stands in
4
their
ults
way.
or 3 ults? Might have been 3 ults.
Looking to play
I think
spoiler.
it's 4.
Doubled up now. Looks like the take from
Okay,
Lev
let's
here.
see what Aspas has got with the hero gun.
And this actually looks quite similar to a defensive setup we've seen before from LEV, where you double contest showers at the start of the round, and if G2 go into a short push, then you're trying to play for wingman denial. But last time, if you remember, they didn't deny the wingman, and they got stuck in a bit of an awkward spot. So that's going to be my focus. You want to be seeing Aspas here use nade or have some kind of spam to stop this plant.
Dog gets no info there, but at least with the Utah flying over and abound.
There's the nade.
Nade rebounds. Denies the plant.
Good denial.
That's exactly part of the game plan here. Satchel, don't think that was the intended spot for it. but
That's a
smoke now
great
dropped off
smoke.
as they realize they've lost
That is a
control
great
for showers.
smoke.
Here in the TP rotations, Lev fully grouped up now with 4 of those players. Plant now down late. Flank attempt. Leaf is coming from behind.
This additional smoke here was unreal. And it's just gonna go when this guy has the flank. Oh my god. How many does he get from showers? He gets 3 kills there, right? 1.
Delayed, and here's Leaf. It's that backup insurance policy with him just circling all the way
Yeah.
around the world and just taking off names from the list. There's really no chance,
3.
no opportunities anymore for Lev. Made a decent go of things.
That was
Aspas, the last
dude,
player alive,
Leaf,
not given a
man.
fair fight at
Leaf,
any point during
Leaf
this
is
round.
doing so much.
That's just the way G2 play.
Shout out to Valen, man. This smoke here made
Hyper-disciplined,
life
not willing to give you
easy.
Any weaknesses
That was
you
great.
can pry open yourself
I really
and
like
maybe
that
find
idea.
yourself winning on a half-fire thrifty round. Hyper drilled in terms of just their understanding of making sure that
Got
they
the
don't
impact
leave
from Leaf
any
in
of those
these two.
opportunities.
And all of that post-plant utility that Lev had already seen before, but Lev chose not to try to push up short. I think that's a miss. I think they're really struggling to come up with good timings to deal with the G2 short push. I think Valen could just run that one again. But instead, seeing them start with a default where they take some sand control. And this, them on map point.
All or
Bind,
nothing.
1 round away from going towards G2.
It would be a stellar beginning here for this Ascension team that's now playing up to the top level. Don't get me wrong, they've been there before. Different era though, perhaps.
The hell does this go?
Yeah, and also, that was this G2 core being at the top of the North American teams. You know, now they're playing against super teams from across
Even
the
Prius is
Americas.
like, wait, where does this one
It
go?
is different.
On top of truck with a nade behind it.
Clears truck position, King, what an opening. Fallon's going to be caught out. That's actually an
Satchel.
orbital strike that's going to be removed for
Oi.
this boost, as well as that a satchel pushing him back and away. Wingman.
Hey.
Going to be trying to get this plant online. Here's
Pretty
next
far away.
level of it, and the
Nice.
grenade sent flying.
Aspas
Clear
got
game
another
plans here.
satchel.
It's evident from Lev, and our cause a fight. Flash doubled up into the back of the lines, but Lev are going to be isolated from all of this one here. Trent just trying to get that stick, and he does get the plant down at least, but they've toppled and lost players as a result of it. It's on to Leaf now. Again, another flank time. Mosh pit out wide and open, but the off angle not anticipated.
What an
Trent
incredible
just sent it
round
flying
from
forward,
Aspas,
the
man. He
wingman,
did
but his back
great
is open.
util.
And Com is right there, betrayed by the barrel.
Maybe they
sticking
spoke
out
about it a
wide.
little bit
11
before, because I'm still
rounds
thinking of that
gained for
Showers
Lev.
round where it could have been
Not
a lot better.
just yet.
That was really good from Aspas.
Such
Perfect
a
util.
better way of denying plant there.
Yeah.
Satchel into nade, into spam, maintaining that control over bench instead of giving it up and hiding in showers. Superb protocols for dealing with the plant, and something that LEV have been getting wrong, I think, for the majority of what they've been doing so far on Bind.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
What a late adaptation to fix their counter to G2's short push.
Right, one
But
last
is it
chance.
too little, too
And
late? The ultimates are starting to pile up on the side of our
Oh,
leading team
boy.
at G2. Thrash. Where have we
They-
seen
they
Thrash
have
been
to
playing
get
every
this.
single time on
they
sand?
have to get this orb,
And
surely.
LEV are going to try to deny that with an immediate flash. The flash itself actually beefed by Com, and so Aspas is not on this angle early. But it's good
Okay, so they
enough
know
to
they're
let
so
him know
heavy
there's no
thinking
one
about one of
here.
these orbs that they
Really gonna be
decide to
seeking
push
to
the
take the
area
fight
where no
here.
one's going to be holding.
Players could be watching, but no, they're back.
Oh, God.
Punishment! And Trent, I mean, he was just locked into the animation.
Damn, they
Couldn't
might have
be
done
better,
it.
though. The read, it's
They might have
excellent.
done it. Yeah,
Even though G2
the
were
read is
modifying
so
what they were
big because
doing
they're so
with that thrash.
because they're thinking what I'm
Still
thinking. The
found the
Mazzino
perfect
has to
timing.
get this orb, otherwise they're done. And they
Is
think
there
it's
any
going to be
chance
long,
for Icy and Leaf to turn this one around?
and they
Leaf's
push
making
down
a
with a
work play
heavy
happen over
focus on the
towards A right
orb.
now.
That was
Look at
sick.
King.
I mean, King is playing so passively because he's lost info about Leaf. If Icy dies, though, the round is chalked.
It's inevitable at this point, isn't it? Looks like it.
Wait,
They
here's
hear
one.
the footsteps.
Yeah, this is just giving the perfect timing for these LEV players. Knife out reflank is going to be like, what, 5 seconds later than Icy to short?
Does Leaf overstep, or does he
They're
literally
gonna be
play
flying up away,
spawn
though. They should
ult? Because
get
he should just
the first
ult
plant.
and not
Hit down as
overstep.
well. Definite
But
chances
they have
here
a
for G2.
chance, man.
It's all about how they play it
Let's
in
go
the moment.
Satchel Heaven.
All eyes on these
Okay.
flanking players. 3 grouped up from Lev. King from the back is trying to seek for some noise and the timing and off-angle fight. by
46
Icy.
HP.
Not favoured.
It's a shame, man. Give
Leaf
him
low
more.
enough
Give
here,
him
and
some
they
more
just
HP
can't
there, and
quite
maybe he
collect
can play a little better.
Leviathan team,
That
eager
was
for a
lovely
scrap,
from Lev,
eager
those
for the
2 rounds.
brawls.
Everything was
Throwing in a
very
bit of
nice off
proactivity
that
when they just
timeout.
slowed it down and just gone entirely away from it, but what a hell of a read from them.
Yeah, a great read. And I think the fact that G2 have gone for that thrash play over towards Sand twice, it did mean that it was very sensible for LEV to start pushing in this kind of area. And they caught the perfect timing too.
Yeah, maybe it
So
was
we
that.
go
Maybe they had a read
overtime.
into the ult.
That
Might be
ult
right.
advantage that was potential there for G2, wiped clean, even on both sides. And I think, to be honest with you, Brent, LEV have been the team that have been impressing me with the adaptations later on in this match.
Lev do look like they've adjusted better. I
would
agree.
Yeah, I think that they're thinking about the ults that they've got on the opposition tide. I mean, G2, I'm not going to say they're readable
I mean,
here,
you
but I
gotta.
think
It's just
we
this,
have
isn't
kind
it?
of teed
It's
this up as
the
a
fact
battle
we're
of the
double
minds, the
pistol, but we
IGLs,
get to
teams
overtime.
themselves.
Like
The
Lev have been better in buy
adaptations
rounds.
Going back and forth. Doesn't get much more so than this bind map. 12 to 12 into our first round of OT.
And once again, Com is supposed to be the distraction here with his Sky utility, disguising this push down
Keeps
short.
3 on.
Walk up though.
Keeps
Lev
3 on
getting
B.
here, dropping down.
Guy dog goes
Icy.
towards long, doesn't see
So the
anyone, so
awareness, at least,
rotate
that they
comes
could've
in.
lurked and crept themselves deep
They dodged the
into
boom
it.
bot.
They dodged it. And now it's all about these timings to be taken to the expected damage.
Yeah, they didn't expect him this
Through the box and
close.
done to Valen,
Nothing
eventually
stopped
dropping
this
him,
plan.
finding that one. Nade rebounds, but a little bit too late, does not deny it. And that's overwhelming. Brute force is the play.
Mazzino's got the
Don't
OP
repeat.
pause.
He's alone here, not expecting and anticipating that one for Mazzino. Right from behind. Lev up to 13 now, unless Leaf can just pull off a miracle once more, but it just looks unlikely.
This is
and
a
indeed
very
it is
nice
so.
round to watch.
Shoes on the other foot here. G2 found themselves one round
They
away
got
from
up so
potentially
far. Yeah, they
closing
keep
out the map,
they
but
keep
now
walking up
it's Lev
short
in that
without the
exact same
wall up,
spot.
right? They did that in.
Will LEV
They did
have
that
the
to eco
tenacity to
them.
convert? I
And they
think
did that,
this
yeah.
was an amazing call. I've been really impressed with what LEV have been putting together on the defense and attack side.
Yeah, it's definitely something they had
Adaptations,
pre-planned
the
beforehand.
cool calls. This is the second
fact that
time
they
they've gone
can
for a
walk
contact
up
play down
here, that
short,
no
but
one
they're
actually spots
disguising
short.
stuff so well with Com's utility. And the fact that they dodged the boombot as well by dropping wall and then heading into sight, all perfection. G2 forced to answer.
One round's going to be standing for. They're just sealing up this map. Love to do it. G2's map picker binds in a best of 5.
They're gonna push this.
Any advantage you can get nice and
Oh my
early
god.
into these grueling tests.
Leaf.
Gonna be hunting for it. Leaf. Actually isolated onto the left-hand side.
And
Didn't really
surely
have
this-
an exit strategy.
This
but
calls the reaction from G2 down short, right? And now LEV, can they deny plan?
Get up the gut. Boombot leading it forward. There's a nade. Even better. I
Oh
mean, it
my
always
god,
seeks to
they
deny the plan,
tanked
but
the
he catches
smoke.
player instead.
Tanked the smoke into the nade.
Molly as well. I mean, LEV, the adaptations. the
LEV might have
protocols, they're just working
over-rotated.
so much
Do they
better than
never
were at the
TP or
start.
something?
Molly, this is it.
What a
The
flash.
to the peak. No way. G2. What a recovery. Managing to at least find a foothold into
Oh
the
no, the
round.
jump peak.
Ridiculous stuff. Come from the side. Must be right.
Wow, what a sick, what a sick map this was. Shout out to Lev. No pistols in this one. Managed to bring it back. That was cool.
Balance a little bit for both of these teams
WTF
for the
Rando
final
Gen,
moments.
thank you so much for the
But a
gifted, bro.
lovely beginning
Appreciate
here
that.
for
It was
Leviathan in
a
this best of
sick map
5
to start it
lower
off.
finals.